Hey guys, I'm probably making a video pretty much talking about the two most difficult years of my life and posting it to the internet. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so the reason why I'm here to talk about this is that I find that testimonies are good stories and they help people, and this is experience that many people go through or people don't really know about, and I think that it can be very enlightening and give more perspective onto other people's lives and help those who are struggling or have struggled with some of my issues that I have struggled with. So keep watching. So I will be 21 this October, which is in a couple months from now, and yes, I know it's in July, but 21 is a big number and I'm counting for that date. I was 13, 14, 15 to 16. Those were some of the most difficult years of my life. And those are difficult years for many people. I kind of went through my rebellious stage a little early on in my life. Typically, your rebellious stage, or like, I hate my parents, is between 16 to 22. And just between those range, I hit it at 13. I hit it just a little bit early. And basically, I had anorexia, bulimia, I was depressed, and then later we find out that I had bipolar disorder. Without further ado, I was very suicidal. When I was around those ages, you can see my old videos, and one of the reasons why I made YouTube videos was because I wanted to be Mishy, which was this like persona I had that I put on the internet of this very happy, cheery, and if you watch, probably kind of very fake personality type. I was very depressed. I know a lot of people want to say I was never rejected, but I was rejected a lot. Growing up, I'm still rejected, and I had friends, and I was never in the in group, and I wasn't really in the in group with my own personal friend group. I wasn't the cool friend. I had a weird phase. It's nothing to do with my friend group or anything. They never betrayed me. They never really liked me as much as I wanted them to, and that's okay. You can't force people to like you or to love you, and I really tried that when I was 13 to 16. I really tried everything I can to force people to like me. It's so cheesy, but really being yourself is fun. And when you're yourself, you don't have to really worry about what other people think of you. But I was extremely insecure then, and I was just kind of weird. At this time, I was transitioning from wanting to be a man, and I know I'll probably make a video about this later on, but I wanted to be a boy for the early parts of my life. Between the ages of 2 to 10, I wanted to be Michael, and I had just a really weird life. I was transitioning from kind of like my tomboy-ish phase to my young woman phase, and that was very difficult because I wanted to be considered beautiful, or it was just so many things going on, and I was weird, and I had a very pretty twin sister, and everyone always said she was pretty with me, and it was just very, very, very weird phase, and many things. I was conflicting with my parents, and I really, really wanted attention. I felt I probably maybe did not get a lot of attention growing up, in the sense that my parents, and God bless them, worked a lot, and they treated me well. It's just they were out a lot, and I was at daycare, and I was at school a lot, and I've always kind of fought for attention, especially with being a twin and wanting like attention or individual attention, and I kind of sought that out and wanting people to like me. The more I made people want to like me, the more depressed I became. So now we go to therapy. I started seeing a therapist when I would just be so depressed and just hate my weight, hate how I looked, hate how insecure I was, and I'd go through these random spurts I find out later is bipolar disorder, where I would just not get out of my bed. I would just lay in my bed, I would stare at the ceiling, and my parents would try to get me to go to school, and I would just look at them dead in the eyes and say, "You're not making me get out of this bed." It was a very dark period of time, and then basically for 2 weeks straight, I did not go to school, and my parents took me for the first time to see a therapist. And I am so sorry to that therapist. This is my first therapist, and I have said the most nasty things to her, and I apologize. I was in a very dark place. Basically, I was put on Prozac and antidepressants, and then for that next year, so 13 to 14, I was put on antidepressants, and I never found medication to work for me, and I still was going through the same things. Therapy wasn't working. I was very adamant about hating everybody around me because no one could like me, so I felt no one liked me, so I just wanted to hate everybody because no one liked me. And I just went through this big part of bitterness in my life, and I would cut myself. I would cut my thighs. I still have the scars on my thighs from those stupid days. I cut myself. And at one point, when I was 14, the summer of my 14th year, I started thinking about suicide. And so I thought about suicide probably maybe every day. It was nonstop. I think about how beautiful death was, and like my suicide. I was pretty morbid. I was very close to killing myself 22 times, and twice I did it and was nearly successful. My first time I tried to kill myself was really bad. It was in August. It just started my freshman year of high school. I was sent to the emergency room, where basically I was pulled into an ambulance and I was strapped down. I was taken to the hospital, and I remember sitting there in the hospital room with my dad, waiting to know what would happen next. And I think my parents were the ones that did it, but the doctor said that we're taking her to a mental hospital. That was scary. I was 14. I haven't heard about mental hospitals. For what I know, you're tied up and you're in a white room, and it's a psych room, and it's freaky and it's scary. But that's not what mental hospitals are like. So I was taken to a mental hospital, and I was only there for 3-4 days. So what it was like is they take me in, they take all my information. I was in the clothes that I was in. I had no clothes, no makeup, nothing to prepare me or shampoo or anything. I was just sent there in the clothes I was in. They gave me some clothes. They strip searched me, but it was very late at night, like I said, and then they just pretty much put me to bed in a room by myself, and the room has a bathroom, and they locked the door, and it was me that whole night by myself. I took a shower and I went to bed, and I remember just being very bitter about life. And then they came in the middle of the night, right when I was asleep, to take my blood and my vitals and give me medication in the middle of the night. I remember that. And so I remember every day when I was at the mental hospital, they would take my blood, my vitals, and give me medication. And I felt like I was a guinea pig during those 3 days, where it was just like they'd stab me and they would give me medication, and then they would go back and lock me in my room. That was like that for 3 days. The only time I was ever outside, I was never outside, but outside of my bedroom was when I met with a therapist by myself twice a day, 3 times a day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then a few minutes after each for recreational activities, for like 15-30 minutes of group therapy and stuff like that. But I felt very isolated. There's only one other female there with me, and she didn't come till later on. So the first couple days I was in a room by myself, and I I'm not allowed to talk to anybody. Females and males are not allowed to talk to opposite sex at this mental hospital. And I remember just being very isolated and to myself, and that place just made me more depressed, honestly. I was just miserable, and I couldn't talk to anybody. I wasn't allowed to eat or even talk to the other kids that were there. I really just block out this part of my memory, and I just was very mad and angry. Yeah, like I said, I only had a 3-day holding period, and basically they were just trying to figure out during those days if I wouldn't kill myself. That was it. It wasn't a therapy thing. It was just like a full-on 24-hour watch to make sure I don't do something stupid. So I left that place no better off than I became, except I was now on Abilify and all these other medications with my Prozac. And none of it worked. Bustar they gave me was another medication, and it would make me black out. Abilify would make me really sleepy and sad all the time, and Prozac never did like anything to me. But I took those for another 2 months straight, and then I attempted another suicide attempt. And this time I was taken to a different mental hospital. So I've been to a total of 2 mental hospitals, and for these next 2 years I was in and out of mental hospitals and in and out of their outpatient programs. A day before my birthday was my second hospital visit. It was on October 8th or 9th. My birthday's October 10th. My 15th birthday too. I tried to kill myself again, and I was taken to another hospital, and this place was amazing, and I thank this place a lot. I was there for 2 weeks, and basically the checking in process was the same as the middle of the night. I was very angry, very bitter, and I came in with the clothes I had, and then had to wait the next day for my parents to bring me clothes. At this place, I wasn't locked in my room. There's a lot more people, and there's a lot more group therapy sessions, these little packets of coping books and homework that they gave you to kind of keep you busy. And they had movie nights. You can bring your instrument to play if you were like good. And these people were very nice. They weren't bitter, and they actually really did soften my heart and really did help me. And that was amazing. I really do think this place, and what it's like to be at that mental hospital. Yes, they do check your vitals every day. So they check your blood if you're on medication, and there they were able to like test me and diagnose me with what I had, and that's when I discovered I had bipolar disorder, and they started putting me on the medication lithium. My mood just swung a lot, and they gave me lithium, and my blood was tested every day, and they really kind of monitored me and my medication, because that's what a mental hospital does, is they try to figure out what you have, what medication to give you, and what kind of treatments that this person needs, and they watch you. I was there for 2 weeks, and then I joined their outpatient program. And I would say that in the outpatient program and my new therapist really helped me calm down and help me find more meaning to life. It wasn't until being in and out of the outpatient program and therapy that I found God, and then God has been the best mental hospital and therapist combined, and I will always say that in my videos. I just kind of hit rock bottom, and the only hope I found was in Christ, and I know Christ exists because my life is completely changed. This is my story. It's not very exciting at all, but that's what it's like. That is it, and I hope that you guys thought this video was interesting. I hope it was clear. It was a very rough experience in my life, and it's hard for me to like really articulate a lot of it because that whole phase of my life was like a blur. Well, guys, I love you, and you guys probably won't watch this super long video, but those who did gain value from this video, I'm glad. And that is it for now. So, see you later.